Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hello.
and the Lord of Dick, Weebo Jones.
What's up?
And I am your host, as always, Scribe Light, the Lord of Punishment. So, to everyone, a belated Merry Christmas.
You have a super chat.
Already? Holy cow. Oh, thank you. Thank you, New Fate 26. Just wanted to say that I hope everyone had a happy holiday yesterday and I got to spend a joyous time with friends and family. I am glad you did. I hope everybody else did too. I hope everybody had a safe and warm and happy holiday, friends and family elsewise. Did you guys have a good Christmas, if that is such a holiday as you would celebrate?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay, so Weebo, what was your best present?
I got a sewing machine, so now I can make my own pants and not have to buy them from the store.
Not have to buy them from the children's section. Thank you, tall person. Happy Boxing Day, everybody. Yes, Boxing Day for the Maple Leafs among us. Congratulations on your Boxing Day.
What's a Boxing Day?
It's the day where they punch each other in the face in Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a very
Canadians would never do that.
It's a very old tradition. Well, I mean, it's sort of like the Purge. It's one day out of the year where Canadians get violent.
You mean like hockey isn't violent then?
No. Well, hockey sort of like, it gets a pass, because that's the guys down on the ice. They throw down their gloves and they start punching each other. That's the one place where it's like it's okay. But otherwise, Canada as a whole has to not be violent for the rest of the year, except for Boxing Day.
Gotcha.
Monkey, what was your best gift? Your favorite gift?
My new camera.
Ooh, what kind of camera?
It's a Canon something.
A Canon something.
Yeah.
And what kind of pictures are you going to take with this camera?
Oh, mostly I used it to take pictures of Little Butt opening her presents.
Oh. Yeah, she had a very spoiled Christmas, as I understand it.
She did. She got so bored opening presents, she just kind of stopped. Her mom opened the last half of her presents for her.
Oh my god. I wish I got bored by presents.
Let's see. I got a lot of different things. One of the cooler things I got the Infectionate Outpost 31 Thing board game. The Thing, like John Carpenter's The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's great, except I have nobody to play it with because I'm a lonely man.
That's so sad.
I know. But my favorite...
Girlfriend.
Huh?
Should we get Scribe a girlfriend, Monkey? Like an online...
What was that?
You cut out there. Oh, get a girlfriend online? Yeah, well... Yeah. I'm still. I don't have enough postage to get my mail order bride. I got to go I got to go save up for that one. Yeah, I mean, I need at least 7 Cheerios box tops before I can do that.
Gotcha.
My favorite present, though, is probably the smallest. My parents, in the recent past, apparently, I didn't know this, but on a trip they passed through Idaho, and somewhere in there, they apparently found something called the Oasis Bordello Museum. And they bought a little badge that says Official Bordello Inspector number 69.
Nice.
And it's like a metal sheriff's badge. And so I'm like, where could I wear this? I don't think I can take it to work. But thank you, Snubber. Here's to Lords of the Night, who make roasts and drama actually funny. Oh, now was that a dig at a certain person who was having himself roasted earlier today on the YouTubes? I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but apparently Andy Worski had a self-imposed roasting of himself.
He
kind of
stole my
sounds
idea.
like that's what it was meant to.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else to talk about before we get to... Uh-oh, I gave away my Canadianish. I said a boot.
A boot.
A boot. Before we get to the schnuzz.
Not from me.
Weebo, have you had a chance to do the 10 important questions to your boyfriend about your intersectionality?
Not yet. He's been dealing with flooding at his house for the past couple
that's right. That's
days.
Right.
So I have to wait until he's available, and then I got to take his measurements so I can make him a Nightwing costume, and then I got to do the whole feminist thing.
Wait. If he's going to the Nightwing costume, are you going to be Starfire?
We've already... Actually, me and Monkey, we talked about this when you and SDA were both gone, because I was guesting, and we were talking about what I would dress up as, and I said it's between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Oh, okay. There was something. Oh, yeah. When are we going to do our serial killer conversation at some point?
Well, now I have a little bit more time.
Okay.
So probably soon.
Okay. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Now let's get into the news. So first and foremost, not a whole lot happened today. This is the state of affairs over at CNN right now. Okay, their headline story, one I will read shortly, is a lady got 3 years in prison for husband's painkillers, which we'll read in a moment. But I do want to point out that their big, in red letters, CNN exclusive story reads, "Iconic White House tree to be cut down."
Of course.
That is their exclusive story. A tree is to be cut down. I don't even know what tree it is. An iconic White House tree. Apparently, Trump just hates nature, and Captain Planet is going to come and take him away. So
does the tree have like a specific gender?
Tree gender.
It's gender neutral.
It's
shit,
gender neutral. I'm sure there's a great pun in there regarding trees and gender, and I put it to the audience to come up with the pun of the night around that. I'm sure we have some contenders in the chat right now, but we'll get to the big story from CNN, and then we'll move on to some smaller stories from the AP that I found today that kind of go along with the whole holiday hangover theme, as the title suggests. So the first one is, British tourist gets 3-year sentence in Egypt on drug smuggling charge. A British woman who says she was carrying painkillers for her ailing partner was sentenced Tuesday to 3 years in prison and fined the equivalent of $5,611 by an Egyptian court. Laura Plummer, 33, was arrested on October 9th at Hurghada International Airport on the Red Sea after police reportedly found 290 tablets of tramadol in her suitcase.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, like I was telling Monkey and Weebo before the stream, if I'm carrying around a prescription painkiller thing from like a surgery or whatever, they usually give them to you like at 12 at a time kind of deal, because unless it's like something really serious, I suppose. But still, 290 tablets of a very powerful painkiller seems a little excessive. But then I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, though. Plummer, a shop assistant from Hull in East Yorkshire, was charged with drug possession and smuggling. Her lawyers argued the traveler misunderstood a question in court and gave a response that appeared to be a confession. While tramadol is legal in many countries as a prescription painkiller, it is illegal for a private individual to sell it in Egypt, where it is popular among lower-income sectors. Plummer said she had brought the drug to her Egyptian husband, Omar Abdel Azim, who suffers from back pain. 290. Okay. The pair met 5 years ago in the Red Sea resort town of Sharm el Sheikh when Abdel Azim worked as a lifeguard. They were married in 2014 through an unregistered contract known in Egypt as an Urfi marriage. Okay, an unregistered contract. I don't know what that means. Like, does that mean they're not really married? Thank you, Sanguine. Research ad. Movie with a setting and genre of your choice based on, inspired by Asclepius.
Asclepius.
Okay, I will make an attempt on that one, Sanguine. Let me. Don't know who or what that is, but of course that's the whole research part of it. Oh, and by the way, guys, I do have ads from last Friday. They would have been read last night, but we took the night off, and so they'll be read at YouTube time tonight. Let me get that there. Okay. Thank you, Sanguine. So yeah, she's getting 3 years. She says she made a mistake. Like maybe somebody in chat knows, or Monkey, you deal with medications. Is 290 pills? Is that a lot when it comes to painkillers? I mean, it sounds like a lot to me, but then I'm not a doctor.
Depends on how many you're prescribed. I mean,
I guess.
Let's see.
Well, how big are they? That's my question. And how long do they last?
I have no idea. Maybe we have a medical professional in the chat, or someone that wants to pretend to be one. I play a doctor on TV.
What were the pills called again?
Tramadol, Tramadol, Tramadol.
Well, like my one pill, I get it filled and it's 270 tablets. But I take 3 of those every time I take them.
Okay.
But,
well, then maybe it's not maybe it's not out of the ordinary then, because it just sounds like.
That's a pain pill.
Yeah,
that's different. This is the nerve blocker, so that's a little different.
Yeah, is this Tramadol like Vicodin or something? I don't know what the this is me being a completely clean and sober individual most of the time, so I don't know anything about painkillers.
What's a biological half-life?
That means that at a certain point it loses half its potency.
Okay, so 6.3 plus minus 1.4 H. Is that a good thing?
What do you ask? Let me get out my medical diploma. Here
I'm asking the chat, not you.
Chat. Yeah, if there's somebody from like with actual doctor training or something, a doctor training. Listen to me. I sound so smart. Are you trained as a doctor?
Yeah, they Dr. Twainin.
Are you Dr. Twainin? Yeah, they put you up on like a bench or something, and some ringmaster whips you in like doctor training. Never mind. Let's see. Yeah, sort of, kind of.
It took me a second.
It took me more than a second, and I was the one saying it, so never mind. Yeah.
Okay, so Midnight in Exile says you take it every 8 to 14 hours. So 7-hour half-life, I guess.
Okay, so so every 8 hours.
We're not going to figure this out.
No, we're not.
Hang on. I do math all the time for my videos.
2 pills a day. Let's say 2 pills a day.
Okay.
If that's the deal. Now, of course, I don't know the potency or anything else, but let's say 2 pills a day you take for this. Hey, hell, you know what? I'll be generous. I'll say 3 pills a day. 3 pills a day. Okay.
How many did she have?
290. So 290 divided by 3. How many days worth is that?
Oh fuck! I used the wrong notation.
Just under 100.
Just under, so 100 days worth. Yeah. Okay. Does that sound like I don't know anything about this stuff. Let's see. The original Shroom says I get my scripts for 2 months at a time.
So that's like 60 days. I get 90-day pill packs actually for birth control. So
okay, maybe it's not.
But I take
too
those
much.
once a day.
Okay, well maybe it's not overly much. I don't know. I hear 290. It sounds like a lot, but whatever. Anyway, so she's gonna appeal. There may have been a language barrier. For the time being, though, she's been fined and will be jailed for 3 years. I got a feeling she'll probably get out sooner rather than later if international pressure's a thing.
She's got a non-official marriage to a guy she's bringing a whole bunch of pain pills to.
Well, that's the other thing. That's weird. And the story doesn't even go into much detail about that. It's like an unregistered contract. Like, a what? I don't know how Egyptian marriages work, but that just sounds odd. Okay, well, back to other stories. There was one kind of big political story today. The UN operating budget has been cut by $285 million, and the U.S. is claiming credit for it. The United Nations budget is set to shrink over $285 million next year, a 5% cut that the U.S. government says it negotiated. The UN General Assembly voted Sunday to approve the nearly $5.4 billion regular operating budget for 2018-2019. The Secretary General's office says the new budget includes cuts to most departments and offices. The regular budget pays for many UN activities, but not peacekeeping or some humanitarian appeals, for example. The U.S. is the largest contributor, paying about 25% of the regular budget. President Donald Trump has pressed to cut U.S. contributions to the world body. In a statement Sunday, U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley faulted the UN for, quote, inefficiency and overspending, and said Washington won't let, quote, the generosity of the American people be taken advantage of, unquote. There's also some rumors that this was in retaliation for the UN sort of voting to nullify or whatever Trump's decision to move the embassy to Jerusalem and recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Right.
Thank you, Placenta Smoothie.
Ew.
Dear God. All right. A movie ad where SDA, a sentient mayonnaise jar, and a giant bug team up to defeat Liam Neeson, who is being controlled by Baphomet, with a subplot with a serial ass-eater ranting monkey who helps SDA. I mean, Do I really need to? Do I need to write anything at this point except a title?
The ad writes itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I will. I will see what I can do, Smoothie. And are you new to the stream, Smoothie, or are just a new name for an old face or something? Because that I don't believe we've met before.
Can't be too new. That's a lot of stream lore there.
Yeah, that is a lot of stream lore. Okay, got that one down. I'll get that work done for tomorrow. And guys, as always, I will work as hard as I can to make sure I have all the ads ready for tomorrow night's show. Granted, I don't, run out of time or something. Okay, so the UN lost money. Seemed like I said, the rumor is that it was some kind of petty move as a backlash from Trump for them voting against the Jerusalem deal. So take that for what you will, I guess. Now on to the holiday hangover entries into this. I got two here that are Christmas related, let's say, or hangover related. Not necessarily funny ones either. Homemade liquor kills 12 and sickens 21 in Dominican Republic.
Damn.
I think Bloodwing's moonshine got south of the border a little bit here.
Sounds like.
Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Authorities in the Dominican Republic say that at least a dozen people have died and 21 more have been hospitalized after drinking homemade liquor containing methanol. Officials say the first deaths occurred last week, and the remaining people recently became sick after drinking the same liquor during funerals for the initial victims. So they drank this stuff and died, and then they had funerals for the people who died, and they drank the stuff at the funerals, and then they got sick. They didn't determine the cause of death before they had the funeral.
I can't call it tragic, but it's not.
That's some kind of either miscommunication or Darwin Award territory. Health Secretary Altagracia Guzman said Tuesday that officials are trying to find the source of the liquor and no one has been arrested. Authorities say that the deaths occurred near the border of the Dominican Republic, occurred near the border the Dominican Republic shares with Haiti, and that an unknown number of people also died in Haiti. Oh, Jesus. The liquor is known as Clarin and is made from sugarcane.
I don't think they made it right.
Yeah, I think they screwed up the recipe somehow. But yeah, some unknown number died in Haiti as well. So,
oh darn.
Yeah, don't drink homemade liquor, guys. Well, at least the hard stuff.
Well, I mean, you can drink homemade liquor. I accidentally made my own liquor in high school.
Accidentally?
Yeah, actually, it was an accident.
Did you just let some apple juice ferment or something?
Yeah, I did.
Ah.
And I figured it out in the middle of in a class.
There was a story a couple of years ago at, I think it was some Applebee's or something, where they served like a 4-year-old some apple juice, but it had been fermenting in the back room for like a week. Ooh. And so the 4-year-old got drunk at the table and nobody understood what the hell was going on. But she had this, completely blitzed out 4-year-old, like, ah.
It's not that hard to do, honestly.
No, it's not.
Because I did it by accident twice.
Did it by accident twice. That 2 times sounds like a pattern.
And then once with applesauce.
Fermented applesauce.
Yeah.
Did you drink fermented applesauce or eat fermented applesauce?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
I really like apples.
That's nuts. Something happened to Jack the motherfucking Cochran.
What happened to Jack?
What?
He got written up and ended up working 20 hours. What? Written up for what?
What happened? What?
He had a double shift last night.
For being on our stream the other day while you were working?
Yeah. What's going on? Oh, I'm being reminded by the chat. You're absolutely right. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And please share our stuff far, wide, and otherwise. Thank you for reminding me, guys. I'm getting back into the swing of things after 3 or 4 days off the routine.
Yeah, you had a couple of days off now.
I know, it's kind of weird.
Did you guys go stir crazy?
It was a little odd because it's so much routine now. So last night I was kind of like, I was getting all ready for it, and then just kind of like Monkey wasn't feeling well, so just kind of just call it. It's a bit too late to try to run it all together. And I thought for a moment maybe I'd try to do the show alone, but then talking to myself is what I do the rest of the day, so I didn't want to.
Well, I mean, Monkey did the show with me and.
Oh yeah, but on Christmas Day,
Then,
it just felt like maybe I would be bugging somebody.
Pick 2 guests.
Yeah. Like I said, it just at that point it was like I don't want to bother anybody on Christmas Day or try to like get anybody's hopes up for a show that might not happen. So I just figured just take the night off. Thank you, W.R. Costin. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and all through Scribe's house a creature was stirring, the louse, taken from Monkey's house in a matchbox with care, hoping that Weebo would meet Nightwing there. Okay, stirring the louse taken from Monkey. Are you talking about the bat? Is a bat a louse?
No. The louse thing came from the other night.
Oh, tell me about the louse. I wasn't here for that.
I thought you were here for that. What's that?
No, that was with you and me.
Oh, okay. There was he did a night before Christmas kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a louse is a lice.
Yes.
And monkeys eat lice off each other.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Do you like lice?
I've never tried them.
Oh.
You should probably try it just to make sure you don't like them.
I'm good with food from the grocery store, thanks.
WR says, write whatever ad you wish to write. Oh, dealer's choice. Well, Weebo, you are the guest. Do you have a product that I might write?
Let me come up with something and I'll
okay.
Give it to you.
I'll leave that open. Let's see. And lastly, the other story I had. So we had alcohol. So why not a mystery gift? Because mystery package temporarily halts a Seattle ferry.
Oh.
Authorities say a wrapped present that turned out to be a fruitcake temporarily halted service at a Seattle ferry terminal while police investigated. Washington State Patrol.
Have a tendency to do that.
What now?
You said it was a fruitcake?
Yes.
Yeah, fruitcakes have a tendency to halt activity.
Yeah, it's true because they're hard as a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Washington State Patrol Trooper Kevin Fortino says troopers were notified Tuesday that a suspicious package was found beneath a Christmas tree in a pedestrian waiting area. A package underneath a Christmas tree
at Christmas time?
Fortino says the package was deemed suspicious because it was unmarked and was the only gift under the tree. Officials evacuated the terminal and kept all inbound ferries away for about half an hour while the police bomb squad investigated. Fortino says the gift was found to be a fruitcake.
A bomb squad fruitcake. That's awesome.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that one, where like the bomb squad guy goes up there and he's got all his tools. He's carefully unwrapping the package, like, oh,
it's a fruitcake.
False alarm, guys. But yeah, that is all the news I had. So unless you guys know of something else going on, I figured we'd just do a whole bunch of MSS news.
Works for me.
Okie dokie. And so, guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely give them a look. And I'm going to scroll down quite a bit because I know it's been a couple of days, so I'm probably going to miss some. But, okay, well, there's the one I posted the other day. What is... Oh, okay, let's start with this one. This one comes from Raymond Lewis, and it's posted at vulture.com. Jessica Chastain criticizes her sad magazine cover with other white actresses.
Okay.
A few days ago, the Twitterati, I have not heard that phrase before. Is that familiar to you guys?
Is that like Twitter hottie?
No,
Glitterati, the paparazzi, something like that.
I don't know.
A few days ago, the Twitterati got into a rightful tizzy. Oh, a rightful tizzy. Oh, so it's justified. Okay. A rightful tizzy when the Los Angeles Times published a cover story featuring Jessica Chastain, Annette Bening, Margot Robbie, Diane Kruger. I'm going to mispronounce her name. It's Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse. Saoirse. I don't know how to say that.
No,
I'm sure it's Gaelic and I'm mispronouncing it. And Kate Winslet to tote Hollywood's continuing efforts for a, quote, shift in focus. Unsurprisingly, people weren't amused that 6 pasty white women were chosen to represent the newspaper's cause as opposed to, say, even 1 woman of color. And tweets like this soon filled up the timeline. Tweets. Honestly, Jessica Chastain, as an outspoken voice for equality, how do you pose for a photo like this and not feel absolutely mortified by the blatant exclusion? How is it possible to not understand the message this photo sends?
What message does it send?
Oh, I don't know. They leave that sort of up to the imagination. Chastain, whose avid and informed tweets have spurred important dialogue in the past, decided to respond to the outcry by actually criticizing the cover in question. Quote, "It's a sad look that there's no WOC, women of color, WOC. There's no WOC in this picture of us promoting our female lead films," she tweeted this weekend. Quote, "The industry needs to become more inclusive in its storytelling. What were your favorite WOC lead films this year?" She also criticized the film industry's current lack of leading roles as opposed to supporting roles for non-white actresses. Yes. Skin color, skin color, skin color, skin color, skin color.
Hey, Scribe, I put in the group chat for the stream. I give you the ad idea that I have.
Oh, you want me to keep it secret?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. Yes, I will keep that secret. That's hilarious. That's a good one. Oh, aren't you doing it? You were doing a video on that soon, aren't you, or something like that?
Release it on Sunday, yeah.
Okay, all right. Then I'll. You know what? I guess what? I'll do that, but I'll also make it a plug for your video coming Sunday. How's that?
Well, no, I released it last Sunday.
Oh, last Sunday. Sorry. Oh, I thought you said Sunday. Okay, my bad. Okay, well, I'll still plug it anyway. Okay, so I have that one down. Yeah, so Jessica Chastain is ashamed that she had her photo taken with other Oscar-winning and otherwise epic actresses because they're too white for her.
Oh no. Woe is you. Hashtag first world problems.
Yeah. Okay. Why is Jessica Chastain a thing? I don't know. I don't know where her stardom comes from.
I don't know who she is.
I mean, I know she's in something that just came out that's like about gambling or something, Molly's Game, but I don't understand like where her star shone first. You know, everybody sort of appears out of nowhere and suddenly they're supposed to be important to me for some reason. So anyway, what else?
I could probably come up with a whole bunch of movies with like lead POC or women of color. But they're not going to be, a lot of them, most of them will be completely full of POCs instead of like any white people, but they're not going to be from this country.
Oh, I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it racist if we call Asian actresses WOCs?
Oh, that I had thought about that when I was saying it, but I didn't. Yeah.
We'll start a new movement, guys.
No, it's not because Vulture Online said it first.
Okay.
Sanguine, thank you. A Muppet Noir. Didn't I already do that for you?
I gotta do it again.
That sounds familiar. I don't know if I saved the last one. I know I did something like that, but I'll give it a shot. Thank you, Sanguine. Somebody said Zero Dark 30 was her big break, and I never saw that or understand why that would make her a big deal. So whatever. We have a Florida story from our senior correspondent and chief Florida correspondent. United States senior. Good God, I'm gone for 2 days and suddenly I lose it. Senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent, Colleen
There you
Bernier.
go.
There we go. Get back into the swing of things.
Spicy.
And it's going to play a video in my ear, isn't it? No, good. Okay. Couple traveling for Christmas finds abandoned baby at Florida rest stop.
Aww.
A couple traveling to see family in Florida are being credited for saving a baby boy found abandoned at a rest stop. Investigators with the Marion County Sheriff's Department and said the newborn was found abandoned on the floor of a woman's restroom along I-75 early Saturday morning. Lieutenant Todd Spiker said the couple called 911 after finding the baby all alone. Quote, "It could have been horrible. It was cold. It was damp. It was on a cement floor. There's no telling how long he could have made it," Spiker said. "Thank God for those folks." The infant was taken to a hospital in stable condition. Quote, when you see the first time they look at you and yawn and they got their little hands going, it's got you right here, Spiker said, pointing to his heart. Okay. Investigators are encouraging the baby's mother or anyone with information to come forward. Thank goodness they found the baby when they did, because if nobody had come along, it would just sat there on the floor, and that's not good.
Isn't that like completely illegal to just leave your kid in the middle of like a bathroom floor? At least drive him to a friggin' the fire department. Like, what the fuck?
At least, I mean, if you there's actually isn't there like some kind of policy like if you leave a baby at a fire department or something, then you just
within
kind of
the first I think it's like the first couple months, or maybe it's like the first year of life.
Yeah, and you can just sort of like walk away, no questions asked or something.
Yeah,
I heard that.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that might be an urban legend or something, but that's. I heard this on the radio today. Thank you, Sanguine. Wait, no, you're right. Swap it to Cyberpunk. Okay, because I was like, I think my memory is not completely lost. So a Muppet Cyberpunk. Okay, that makes. Well, it doesn't make any more sense, but it makes. Yeah, it's not a duplicate.
It makes sense that it was requested.
Yes. So this one comes from Carrie Rose, and like I say, I heard this on the radio this morning, so it was interesting. So if you remember, not too long ago, Vox.com had a whole bunch of problems with one of its executives or whatever having to step down because of sexual harassment allegations.
Oh yes.
Well, I wish I could read this story because the New York Times wants me to pay them, so I'm going to say no, thank you.
We covered that.
Yes, I know. I'm talking about Vice.com. This is the new one. Did you talk about Vice.com already?
We covered the New York Times, unless it's one that they've done in the last 2 days or so.
Oh.
Yeah. They, what was it? 4 different women have been paid off by Vice.com.
Oh, okay.
Because of sexual assault, not assault, harassment allegations, including one against their current president.
Right. Okay. Then you guys already covered. Okay. Never mind then. Yeah, I thought that was interesting because it's another one of those situations where you have a publication that seems to sit so high and mighty on the moral scale of things. And, oh, look, there's crap going on in your place too.
Well, they also gave one of your open-ended confessions.
Oh, no, did they?
They did. Yeah, we've failed. But they didn't just fail women, mostly women.
Mostly. Oh, shit.
Well, I think it especially women is how they put it.
Oh, okay.
We've failed the people in our workplace, especially women.
Well, now. Okay, let's see. What's this one? This one comes from, again, if I'm repeating stuff, just call out because I don't know for sure.
Actually, I have just one thing. So with regards to the whole safe haven law thing, which is what they're called when you leave a baby at like a... by like 2008, apparently all 50 states have a form of safe haven law. A form of such a law. And the only state as of 2013 to not have used that is Alaska, which doesn't surprise me.
Okay. Now, could a man do it?
Leave their own child on a doorstep. Well,
yeah.
So long as the mom is aware, maybe?
I don't know. This one comes from Jack the motherfucking Cochran. United Airlines accused of evicting woman from first class seat to make room for Democrat Congresswoman.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, no.
An attorney and private school teacher from Washington, D.C. is accusing United Airlines of removing her from her first class seat only to give the seat to Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat of Texas. Jean Marie Simon, 63, had been about to board the final leg of her flight home to D.C. from George Bush International Airport in Houston on December 18th, when a gate agent notified her that she could not locate her ticket in the system. When the gate agent asked Simon if she canceled her ticket, Simon replied, "No, I just want to go home." But when Simon boarded the flight, she noticed Lee, the Democrat congresswoman from Houston, taking her seat. Airline staff told Simon the seat was taken and gave her a $500 voucher, along with another ticket for the same flight in Economy Plus. The DC teacher claimed that the airline bumped her from her seat to accommodate the congresswoman. But you don't have any proof that that's what happened. Okay. Yeah, so United says that that's not what happened. The flight, the ticket was canceled. They reassigned the seat, but they're sort of giving her the benefit of the doubt and trying to be accommodating to an old lady. So, thank you, W.R. Costin. Seeing how you've lost it, let me fund your ad requesting aid in finding it. Ladies and gentlemen, for only 8 cents a day, you can help fund Scribe Light finding his marbles again.
Oh,
this is Sally Struthers. Yeah. Okay, thank you, WR. I think I might have just done the ad right there. Remember those ads? For any 8 cents a day, you can save a kid or something. Or the Sally Struthers like college school where you get to learn gun repair.
For less than the cost of a cup of coffee.
Right, less than a cup of coffee. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, this one comes from Tim Rashid or Rashed. I don't know how to say that correctly. But it is a Florida man story. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Florida man, the entity of Florida man. Florida man beats ATM, says it gave him too much cash.
The fuck?
What?
23-year-old Florida man told police he punched an ATM in November because it gave him too much cash. Cocoa, Florida police charged Michael Joseph Oleksick of Merritt Island on Friday with criminal mischief nearly a month into the investigation of a disturbance at a Wells Fargo bank branch in Cocoa. Bank officials said the attacked. Okay. Bank officials said the attack, I will correct it for them, caused at least $5,000 in damage. What kind of punch? He punched it and caused $5,000 in damage. Why is this guy in a ring somewhere?
I bet it was a bro fist. Was it a bro fist?
Holy shit. Authorities say Oleksick can be seen on surveillance video standing at the ATM, pummeling the electronic teller's touchscreen on November 29th. A short time later, an apologetic Oleksick called the bank and told a manager that he punched the ATM because he was angry the ATM was giving him too much money and he did not know what to do. Oleksick also said that he was in a hurry to work and apologized for the damage to the bank's ATM.
What?
How dare you give me too much money?
Well, I can kind of see if he didn't want that much, it's like going to short him somewhere else. I mean, it doesn't make sense that he would start beating the shit out of the machine, but I understand, too much money there.
Yeah, you take it, you walk into the bank and explain what happened. It's like, this thing just gave me more money than I asked for. Just do the honest thing. So, yeah, what happened to the money? Did he take it? Doesn't say. Let's see. What else do we have? Something else.
God, that's some anger management issues right there. Jesus Christ, it's cold in here.
Oh, okay. Interesting. This one also comes from Raymond Lewis. If this is true, this is interesting. NBC orders its staff to rat out misbehaving colleagues or be fired.
Oh.
NBC has issued strict new anti-sexual harassment rules to employees, including that staffers must snitch on any misbehaving colleagues in the wake of the firing of disgraced Today Show host Matt Lauer. A source tells Page 6 that NBC employees have been ordered to report any inappropriate relationships to the workplace, and if they fail to do so, they could be fired for covering up for colleagues.
Well, that's not how you create an in-hostile work environment.
What if it's the victim who waits 12 years? Will they be fired?
Boy.
Detailed rules also have been issued about conduct in the office, including how to socialize and even how to hug colleagues. A source says, quote, romantic relationships at work are not exactly unusual, but now NBC says it is taking a zero-tolerance approach. Staffers have been told that if they find out about any affairs, romances, inappropriate relationships, or behavior in the office, they have to report it to Human Resources, their superior, or the company anti-harassment phone line. Staffers are shocked that they are now expected to snitch on their friends. Plus, there's been a series of ridiculous rules issued on other office conduct. One rule relates to hugging. If you wish to hug a colleague, you have to do a quick hug, then an immediate release, and step away to avoid body contact.
Oh, so like I know what this hug looks like. It's the awkward bro hug where you don't want to be perceived as gay, so you just kind of like grab the person, slap their back, and then let go of them.
And push them away.
It's the floating hand deal or something. I don't know.
What if you don't actually touch the person? What if you just wrap your arms around like their outline? Does that count?
What if I just hug myself in front of them as a proxy?
If you hug yourself, do you have to ask for consent, or is it legal? And can you be fired for hugging yourself too long?
Ooh, if I hug myself and I don't report it, do I get fired?
Ooh, boy. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, dang it. Let's see. We'll do a couple more here. This one comes from Boatman99. Snowflake students are drawing up lists of trigger words and demanding books containing them be stripped from university libraries, says higher education minister. This is apparently a UK story. Students at some universities have drawn up a list of trigger words and are demanding books containing them should be removed from the library, Joe Johnson has said.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think it's just English words? Are they being ethnocentric about this? Or are they just being all-inclusive of all cultures?
I'm sure it's just English.
Yeah. The university's minister warned institutions they have 4 months to clamp down on student zealots who restrict free speeches. God damn it, I can't speak today. Let me try that again. The university's minister warned institutions they have 4 months to clamp down on student zealots who restrict free speech on campuses. Mr. Johnson said he has seen too many worrying incidents of groups trying to stifle those who do not agree with them. He warned institutions that they have a duty to intervene and ensure differing points of view can be heard, however controversial. And speaking on BBC Radio's 4 Today program, Johnson said students at one university had created an extensive list of trigger words and demanded any books containing them be removed from the library. I want to know what this list was. Did they say? No.
Okay, that it's a final solution?
Yeah.
Well, no, because here's the thing. Didn't the Nazis do that exact same thing where they removed certain books because of wrongthink?
Yes.
So how is this any different?
It's effectively not.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, do we learn anything from history, kids? No.
Well, that's assuming they're attending history classes and paying attention.
Well, that's a thing, because I remember being in high school and no one enjoyed learning about history. They're like, why do we have to take history classes in the past? This is why we take history classes, people. This is why. This is exactly why.
Okay, we're going to end with this one because he can't get much weirder than this. This also comes from Jack the motherfucking Cochran.
Oi.
Swarthmore College offers a course in, and I'm going to say this as it's written, Queering God.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. One of the nation's most prestigious liberal arts colleges is advancing a queer theology agenda with hopes of destabilizing traditional beliefs about what the Bible says about gender and sexuality. Swarthmore College, founded by Quakers. Oh, do you know why they're called Quakers? I just found this out the other day.
Why?
So they're called Quakers because apparently the idea was they were so enraptured by God's presence that they would quake in their seats at the church.
Oh,
So
It
it's
sounds
actually
like a beta attitude.
yeah, it's kind of a almost joking nickname, but it became like their name. Their actual name is like it's something like the First Baptists of God or something. I forget. Thank you, Terry Diamantis. History classes are sexist. It should be herstory.
Oh my god. Someone asked a really good question in the chat. Alfred Keith. Does that mean that they are banning the dictionary because those words are in it? You know what? Probably.
Good question. Well, maybe taken out of context, they're not as offensive.
Have you ever known an SJW to be that reasonable?
Well, there's also the fact that most dictionaries put them into context to explain the definition, so never mind.
Dun, dun,
let's see. Swarthmore College, founded by Quakers, is offering courses in queering the Bible and queering God. Queering the Bible is a 1-credit class that surveys queer and trans readings of Bible texts. Quote, by reading the Bible with the methods of queer and trans theoretical approaches, this class destabilizes long-held assumptions about what the Bible and religion says about gender and sexuality, the course description reads. The school's religion department is also teaching a class that questions the sexuality of the Almighty, called Queering God, Feminist, and Queer Theology. Holy shit. Was there ever a gray line thus wiped away? Yeah.
Okay.
Quote, the God of the Bible and later Jewish and Christian literature is distinctly masculine, definitely male. Or is he, the course description reads. If we can point out places in traditional writings where God is nurturing, forgiving, and loving, does that mean that God is feminine or female? Yes, because men cannot be either nurturing, forgiving, or loving. Not that I give a shit about what you think God is with dangly bits between their legs, because it's a God. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Oh boy.
It's good to know that queer and feminist theory have finally decided that they are basically a religion. And there you go.
Well played.
I'm glad this class exists because it's the intersection of what we always knew to be true, that queer theology and feminist theory are all faith-based initiatives. So. Oh wait, Sangers and what? Sorry, Sanguine. The $2 ones, they zip by. Thank you so much, Sanguine. So, are they going to rewrite it so Joseph got pregnant? Well, Joseph's a cuck, so yes. No. They may rewrite it to where Mary impregnated herself. However,
she is a strong, independent woman who don't need no Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but God could be a woman and actually donated her egg to Mary's egg, and that's how they got Jesus. So Jesus is actually a really supreme woman. Like, it's all feminine with a beard. Yeah. And trust me, anything I just said it makes about as much sense as whatever's in that class, I'm sure.
And you know what actually pisses me off, though? This class is a full credit, and my cousin, who's double majoring in violin and, like, I think econ, he gets half credit for at least 6 of his classes, because he has to take 10 because he's a School of Music student.
Sanguine, thank you. Just a turkey baster. Oh, God. The divine turkey baster had come into Mary.
Boy.
All right. Well, that'll be it for MSS News, guys. Thank you so much for all the stories. Sorry we didn't get to everything. YouTube time. Weebo, why don't you talk about your Sunday video that I obviously have somehow missed along the way?
Okay, so my Sunday video that I released, I was very, very happy about the way that it turned out, except for the audio, which I'm still trying to figure out how to use that microphone, so I'm sorry. But it was a continuation of the minority. So I retconned the original title of that video to be The Truly Oppressed Minority Part 1, The Blackwash, and then this one is Truly Oppressed Minority Part 2, The Black Lash, and it's basically a culmination of every single tweet ever, not every single, but most of the tweets that I received that were just truly cancerous on Twitter with a response to representation in superhero media tweet, you know, the one that blew up.
Is Weebo cutting out for you too, Monkey?
Yeah, you're roboting a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I like reload the page?
Either that or just check or just change your bandwidth down a couple notches.
How do I do that?
Go to the top of the control page, and there's that little bar thing like you'd see on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Click on that, and just bring the tracker down a couple notches, or all the way down. Either way.
Okay.
That might help. We'll find out.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Does
We'll
that help?
see. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Sorry. Okay, so where did I leave off?
So I know you said the word redhead, but the red part was cut out.
Okay, so the video is basically a culmination of the most cancerous tweets that I received with regards to my redhead representation in superhero media tweet a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And it was some good work, some of my sassiest work, I must say. I'm very happy with how it turned out.
I'm really surprised that people got as irritated with that as they seem to have, because it's just so ridiculous.
Wait until the very, very last, like one of the very last tweets that I mentioned in the video, and you're just gonna be blown away.
Okay,
Seen it already on Twitter. It's, oh boy, it's very telling. No, it's Terry DeMontis. Any luck with the ginger ethno state yet? No, we're getting there. If you, I retweeted the video actually, and I included the 14 words, but replaced white with ginger, just to piss people off.
Yeah, I love just doing word replace stuff because it's just so telling. Sometimes if you stop and try to assess an argument based on the similar words or whatever colors or anything else, and then just look at it and say, does that still sound correct at all? If somebody else said this out loud, would they be celebrated or castigated? It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Okay, Monkey, are you working on anything?
No.
Well, that was quick.
I need to. I just haven't been able to.
Well, it has been the holidays. I mean, let's be honest. It's not exactly the most productive time of the year. What?
I have dropped a video, and I was super busy cooking and rubbing my meat.
Whoa!
Yeah, you missed it. When she showed up the other day, she stank. From rubbing meat.
I don't know where this is going. So, Weebo, you rubbed your meat on the air, huh? What?
No, it wasn't on the air. My meat, and then I went on air.
Oh, you're roboting again.
She had just gotten done rubbing her meat, and she stank because of it, and she still came on the air.
Yep.
She came on the air? Okay, well, that must have been great for the audience. Weebo, you're roboting again for me a bit. You keep fading out here and there.
Hang on, I'm going to reload the page.
Reload and see what happens. Okay.
No, I do want to get something done, but every time I sit down to do it, something happens, and
well, what's the general topic of the ones you have in the hopper?
Well, there, God, what was the one that I was working on the other day that I had to abandon God damn it, I forget. Oh, it was the woman teaching us the 3 things women need.
Oh, right.
What
these are the 3 things women need. They need to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
They need shit. What was number 2? I can't remember.
They need to be protected at all times from the
no, it wasn't protected. But number 3, my favorite of the 3 was compliments.
Independence and compliments.
Oh boy! Yes. Oh boy!
So they can't maintain their own self-assurance. They need external affirmation.
It's amazing how quickly you picked up on that. Yes.
I have an English degree.
When I heard that,
intellectual.
Yes, I'm highly intellectual.
Also watch Rick and Morty as well.
Pickle Rick.
Oh, Polydub got offended on your behalf the other day.
What? How dare he?
because I said that this was on his stream,
Oh.
that an English degree other than like teaching is not really worth much.
He's not wrong.
What do you do with your English degree, Scribe?
Well, it's currently hanging on the wall in my room here. Other than that, like it's not incorrect to say that an English degree, unless you're going for something very specific, like as a supplementary to say a journalism degree, or if you are using that as a entree to an education degree or teacher certificate or something, then that makes sense. In all other situations, as far as I'm concerned, you either get it, like I say, as supplement to something else, or it's simply just a rubber stamp to an employer that says, I can accomplish a goal. That's basic. That's basically what a basic degree says. I mean, you know, a master's of business and other things can be applicable otherwise, but an English degree without any other connections or usage is just, hey, I went to college and I did all the courses and I completed all the assignments and I got a degree, which means that if I am tasked to do something here, I can do it. And not only that, I conceivably, and I underscore the words conceivably, have communication skills and language skills.
So I have a question. Could I do the exact same thing with my black belt, because it did take me at least 4 years to get it as well?
No.
That's racist.
No, I couldn't do that.
You could. I mean, well, it depends. It depends on if you find the right employer. If you put that down and say, you know, as one of your, you know, I trained to get this black belt and everything else, you know, some people can look at that and see, you know, what kind of dedication it takes to do that. As far as work experience, that's not really work experience. You could put that under, say, like personal activities or extracurricular activities or something, or references, but not as work.
I was trained as a Taekwondo instructor, so.
Oh, well then, sure, you could do that too. Yeah.
What up?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I put being president of the bondage club on my resume.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did anyone remark on it?
Well, the first time that I used it at a job that I eventually got, the guy interviewing me asked me what it was about. And I said, well, it was a college club about, and I kind of hesitated, and I said, alternative lifestyles. And he just kind of gave me like, okay. That was about it. I never went any further than that until my coworkers found out about this. I didn't actually broadcast it as widely back then as I do now, because I don't really care. But one of my coworkers Googled me, and they found a reference to it, and didn't tell me that they'd found it, apparently. And then when my birthday rolled around, all the people in my little department like gathered me up in the back corner and said, "We have gifts for you." Like, okay. And they're being really conspiratorial about it. And so they're all giggling and everything. I'm like, what's going on? And they hand me this bag, and it's full of like a little mini flogger and like rubbing oils and all this other like bondage like stuff you get at like a Lover's Package or Adam and Eve or whatever. And they're all like laughing, and I'm just like, hey, I can use this stuff. And they're like, like, oh my God.
Did you use them?
I still have some of the things. I still have like I have a little orange koosh flogger, like it's made out of like koosh material, like koosh balls. Yeah, I still got that, and I think I still have the fuzzy handcuffs. It was all basically just joke stuff, but you know, some of it was somewhat practical. So anyway,
nice.
That's a little biographical information for you. But yeah, English degree, fairly useless. You can leverage it into some things if you're very creative, which hopefully you are, having been a writer of some kind. So,
well, I told him you disparage it all the time, so I didn't mind doing it.
I mean, I'm proud of it in the sense that I did work to get it. I mean, I had to do a lot of stuff. It was really interesting. I remember one time I was hanging out at somebody's dorm room or something, and a couple guys came in who I knew to be like chemistry majors. And, you know, people just they know the forces of the universe as compared to what I know, right? And they're sitting down, they're all freaking out. And I'm like, they got this assignment they got to do, and they don't know what they're going to do. And oh my God. And I'm like, what's wrong? It's like, oh God, I got to write this 5-page paper on this thing. And I'm like, that's it. It was really weird to feel superior in a way to a bunch of science students who are obviously going to make zillions of dollars more than I am with my English degree, yet they're the ones stressed out about a 5-page paper. It was kind of funny. Anyway, what am I working on? Well, I am in the middle of assembling a video about a school district that had essentially its own little version of a bathroom bill come its way. And it was kind of weird because I just found this J-Random news report talking about how the school board was going to undertake this decision on day X, and they expected to have a vote completed, in a day or something. And then right up on the YouTube page, there was a link to a follow-up report from the very next day and the outcome of the whole thing. And so I had this sort of two-part saga of this school district considering this initiative. And so I've sort of put them together into a little narrative of events. And so I should have that out tomorrow. I have it mostly done now. I just need to finish assembling it and then make sure that everything flows correctly, because I got to put couple extra effects in there. So, but other than that, that's what I'm working on there. But I have ads from Friday. So I got a couple ads from Friday. Again, guys, sorry for the delay because we had the night off last night. There's only a couple, so it won't take too long. But some of them are a little longer than usual because I had some extra time. I know you won't mind. So here we go. Sanguine, being Sanguine, requested, this is what the request was. A funny thing happened on the way to the Forum-esque musical called Binary Love using the new Twat Waffle Bordello. And if you don't know what the Twat Waffle Bordello is, you'll have to listen to Friday night's stream, or actually Thursday night stream. Was it Wednesday? Maybe it was Wednesday. Anyway, a couple streams back where Twat Waffle, one of our viewers, wanted an ad for a brothel named after themselves. So I'm going to drink a water here so I can speak. Okay. It's a case of laugh out loud lunar ludicrousness as the producer of Moon Poon brings you this off-Broadway musical. Susie Dolus is just your average whore at the Twat Waffle brothel in Crater Valley. Susie yearns to be free of her sexual slavery and sees her chance when Twat Waffle, her madam, has her lusty eyes set on Dirk McGuffin, the hunky local space marshal. Can Susie play the celestial Cyrano and bring Twat and Dirk into each other's loving arms and buy her way back to Earth? Find out with the rest of humanity as Sanguine Studios brings you a showcase of sexually stimulating song-infested silliness in Binary Love. That's what the English major is good for.
There you go.
Writing these ads. I get the alliteration and stuff.
Spicy.
Sanguine then also requested a movie about Magaha Kamalu, if I'm saying that correctly. Or so, Mega Kamalu. And what is that? Well, it's another sword of legend, because Sanguine has a sword fetish. And so this is a mythological sword. In the heart of Nigeria, a U.S. Black Ops team is tracking down one of the most deadly terrorist groups in the world, the Omega, and its mysterious leader, Kamalu. Going undercover to locate Kamalu is Special Agent, codenamed Sanguine. But when he finally works his way into the inner circle of Magaha, he finds their leader wields a sword of power, one that glows red when deceivers are near. And now it's glowing at Sanguine. What happens when a sword of legend meets 21st century anti-terrorist technology? Can Special Agent Sanguine survive the onslaught of an ancient blade that knows the truth and which can cause the very earth to quake? Get ready for international intrigue and mythological mayhem in Blood Sword.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, 2 more to go. Mule 1066 wanted a sales pitch for selling the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So this is my attempt. When shopping for a Christmas tree this holiday season, buy the tree that best represents you, your limp, pathetically cursed little life. A tree that says, I am a failure, but have failed so miserably that I have transcended pity and am now somewhat adorable in my wretchedness. Say all of that and more with the Charlie Brown Christmas Twig from Mule 1066 Incorporated. For just $9.99, you too can ring in the holiday season with a sprig of pine, just barely able to keep a single decoration off the ground, with just slightly more pine needles on its branches than its creator has on his prematurely bald little head. The Charlie Brown Christmas Twig. If you expect anything better, you'll be disappointed.
You know, last time I went to the doctor, the check-in nurse had a replica of that tree, and I wanted to take it.
Did you, and just so you know, Yule is spelled Y-U-L-E. You'll be disappointed.
Yes.
I'm funny. Okay. And
it only works if you actually tell us. You know that, Scribe, right?
Well, I can't. It's pronouncing what's on the page and then having to sort of, because you can't see what I'm reading. So never mind. Anyway, lastly, Inedible Trout requested a commercial for the Lullaby League of Assassins in Munchkinland. And I was talking about before the stream, I did not know that the Lullaby League was actually a thing in The Wizard of Oz, or I didn't remember it. It's actually a part of the little musical number that leads up to the Lollipop Guild deal. I thought somebody in chat just made up the Lullaby League, and I thought it was very creative. But no, there actually is a thing. And so, I took it as being like those that put you to sleep. And then Inedible Trout said, okay, give me some assassins. So,
okay.
Now, unfortunately, I have to try to sing part of this. I represent the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, and in the name of the Lullaby League, we offer you death. Our trained team of tiny executioners specialize in putting people to sleep permanently. On a moment's notice, we can be anywhere in the land of Oz within 24 hours to exact revenge, justice, or however you want to rationalize wanton murder. And all eliminations performed by the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, the Lullaby League, will be quiet and gentle, like a mote of pixie dust drifted down onto your nose. The Lullaby League of Munchkinland, prices starting at 1 pair of ruby slippers, because the longest sleep doesn't come cheap.
Nice.
And there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed them. I will save those for posterity's sake, and I've got the running list of tomorrow's ads as well. So there we go. And yeah, I looked up this Charlie Brown Christmas tree. There's several different variants of it you can buy. They're all like little plastic or something. Some get it more correct than others based on the cartoon. But let's see. YouTube drama.
Oh boy.
I think Weebo has a better grasp of what's going on recently than I do, because I've just seen bits and pieces on Twitter today, but I was working, so.
Well, I didn't get around to actually watching the stream, but apparently Gemini and Whitey went at it pretty hard with regards to Worski's roast, I guess.
Yeah, so as I understand it, Andy Worski set up a roasting stream where people could roast him live or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was Gemini and Whitey all upset about?
Well, no, it wasn't that they were upset. It was that they had gone too far and were putting it off as trolling, I guess. And not a lot of people are like, well, they do it so often, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know exactly what it was that they said, but apparently it was really bad.
Schoolboy says, did you read the ad about World War III starting because I didn't vacuum? Yes, I did. I did that a couple of days back. I can remind me next time, or I can send it. I can send you the text or something. Do you have a Twitter, Schoolboy? I can send you the text if you'd like. But I read it the other night. Yeah.
Oh, Midnight in Exile said they didn't go at it hard. They just fucking derailed the whole thing and sucked the life out of it. Yeah, that sounds about right for them.
Yeah, I mean, usually a roast is something that you like, a bunch of your friends get together and do it and sort of as an honor thing or something. Doing it to yourself seems kind of, I don't know. It seems kind of empty.
Well, I guess, but me and Andy Worski now, we have drama. He doesn't know it yet, but he totally stole my idea because that was what I was going to do for my anniversary.
Oh, well,
channel anniversary.
I roast you every time you come on here. I make some kind of short joke or something.
It's okay, Scribe. You can be on the stream too if you want.
Oh boy, when's that going to be?
Let's see. Should I do it the first time that I released a video, or for the first, like, when I started the channel? Because it's either March or February.
Well, I suppose it depends on when you think you actually started your channel.
I'm gonna go with March. Oh wait, maybe it was May.
You don't know.
I don't even fucking know.
She has no clue.
Yeah, no idea. Well, our anniversary is coming up pretty quick on January 20th, as far as the streams go, because that's when we did the first test stream where 70 people showed up when we were just kind of checking out, making sure that things worked on Monkey's channel.
Aw.
Yep.
They're so cute.
Let's see. I don't know of any. I'm sure there was plenty of drama besides the fact that Jim. Sorry,
I do know other drama.
Oh, okay.
Christy Winters released a video about bearing.
Oh, that's right. What was it? Now, I saw peripherally stuff about that. I don't know what the details are.
Okay. A few days ago, Bearing released a video showing that Christy Winters has been contacting Maker support, trying to get them to disassociate themselves with Bearing.
Okay.
And she'd sent a couple of messages to them, which Bearing described as, how do you put it, contacting them multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Christy Winters has a problem with that. Even though she admits in her video she did contact them more than once, she insists that's not multiple times.
What?
Obviously, she is not in STEM or English. Oh, because wow.
What's a multiple?
Yeah, exactly. This video goes from weird to just really fucking weird real quick, because she says that even though Bearing has stopped making videos about her, this isn't over yet. And then she gets all mafia on his ass. She's going to keep going at him until he joins her on a 6-month anti-bullying campaign.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not over until he does this. I mean, it is fucking creepy.
So she's trying to extort him.
Yes.
Wait. Oh, okay. Great. That sound. At this point, I want to play that clip from Dodgeball. It's like, wow, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's fucking retarded. You got to watch the video to get the full feeling of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it's strange.
Christy is essentially the OG Joy Sparkles. Let's be real.
Oh, it's her voice trying to do a mafia shakedown is just funny as shit.
So at what point do we, okay, so the only two possibilities here exist in my mind. Either this is some kind of elaborate, weird, convoluted trolling, or Christy Winters is losing her grip on reality.
Oh, I think she's insane.
I mean, for legits at this point.
Monkey, don't you have a thing for Christy?
Oh, I'd still bang her.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. Here's my issue. You're not supposed to put your dick in crazy, my dude.
Yeah, but sometimes it's okay.
No, it's never okay.
Real quick, New Fate 26, thank you so much. Taking the chance while slow at work here to say fuck the cold, and especially fuck the cold when it's raining. Ad request, a psychological murder mystery involving AIU scumfucks and pregnant trout. Okay. I only know the phrase AIU scumfucks from Jim's video. Was it Kraut that was using that phrase?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it probably was. But New Fate, I will see what I can do. But anyway, yeah, Christy Winters. I thought she was just sort of like, I remember in the good old days where she was just the sort of semi-legit opposition to, say, Sargon or something from the other side of the aisle, so to speak. But I haven't been keeping up on all the ins and outs of her epic battle with Bearing, but this just sounds nuts.
Well, it is. And if anybody in the chat has seen this, I know Pat has, he made a video about it. It starts off with, her explaining her side of the whole Maker support thing. Mm-hmm. And that's not too crazy. It's it's absurd saying, contacting them multiple times isn't multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
But when she gets to the end and that if you don't join me on this 6-month crusade, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You still want to put your dick in that, monkey?
I think it'd be a fun ride. I think I would make everybody's life better.
I'm visibly cringing.
All right. Well, aside from all of that, any other drama, or shall we move on to a deep topic of sorts?
Oh, we can move on to deep topic.
Unless you guys have a deep topic already thought up. Otherwise, I have a everyday feminism article, but
Oh, my favorite.
I have one deep topic, but it won't take us long to get through.
okay, what's that?
Why are friggin' tasty videos so friggin', I don't know, what's the word? Addictive. Because I can't stop watching them.
Tasty?
Yeah, no, the BuzzFeed like sub channel that is basically just cooking videos.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
You guys even go on Facebook?
No, specifically and intentionally not.
This is the only reason I have a Facebook. That and because I need to be able to text my boyfriend.
Oh, apparently it's All You Need's birthday.
Ooh.
Oh.
Are we ready,
All
gentlemen?
you need? You have a birthday? Well then, I guess we have to sing. Are you going to sing with us, Weebo?
Always.
Oh, all right then. All you need, happy birthday. Here we go. And a 1, and a 2.
Happy
And a
birthday,
happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday.
Today.
Oh, you
All
need. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to
you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Feliz Navidad.
That's Christmas.
Thank you, James Koch. Scribe, will you do an ad for Vampire Puppy 2? Yes, I will do an ad for Vampire Puppy 2. Bloodletting Boogaloo.
There was a first one?
A long time ago, yes.
Ooh.
I don't even remember what the plot, quote unquote, was, but I'll make the attempt to do a follow up.
Nice.
You ever read Bunnicula?
No.
I owned it, but I didn't read back then.
Yeah, Bunnicula, the vampire bunny, and then the sequel, The Celery Stalks at Midnight. Remember those?
Bunnicula, as in like Bunny Dracula?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bunny Vampire Bunny.
You know, I
Like,
never read it before.
Drain the life out of like tomatoes. Like the tomatoes would be all like pasty white because it drained all the juice out of it.
No.
Yeah.
Not tomato lives matter, guys.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Okay, well, with all that being said, and the Tasty channel videos I've never heard of before, so
I can't believe you guys have never watched them before. Hang on, I'm sending you a link just so you have seen
goody.
it.
I don't spend a whole lot of time watching cooking videos.
Yeah.
Well, these are addictive.
I mean, unless it's like there was a cooking show I used to watch where the guy was like from Louisiana, he had like a Cajun accent. He was this old guy. He'd go like, "I'll guarantee," that guy, whoever that was. I don't know who his name was, but he was.
I remember him from chip commercials.
Yeah, I don't remember. He was like he had silver hair and he always wore an apron and he always had a very thick Creole type Southern accent deal. So I'm sure somebody else out there knows who I'm talking about. He's probably dead by now, but whatever.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he was old when I was a kid, so he's probably dead now.
Oh yeah.
I sent you Pizza 4 Ways, the video on Twitter.
Pizza 4 ways.
Mm-hmm. So it's like how to make a pizza in 4 different ways, but it's like super delicious.
Oh, I can do that with the pick and mix thing you do on Domino's website. Prospero says his name was Paul Prudhomme. Prudhomme? Okay. Nope says Colonel Sanders. No, not Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders didn't have a Creole accent. He had like a Southern, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Not Louisiana.
Yeah, not Louisiana. But thank you. Nope. So everyday feminism has another well, actually, apparently this article comes from March 30th. Why the hell are they posting it on their front page?
Because it's everyday feminism and they have no concept of business success.
Sanguine says Justin Wilson. I'd have to see a picture. I remember I got an image in my mind of the Creole guy, but if he's giant fat guy, it's not giant fat guy. He wasn't fat. At least not overly so. Well, anyway, so Everyday Feminism wants us to know that there are 6 signs, 6, S-I-X, 6 signs that you might not really respect your transgender loved one.
I have a transgender loved one. This is news to me.
If you do, these are the signs that you might not really love them.
If you can't remember them, you might not really
because
love them.
Everyday Feminism can see inside of my head better than I can, apparently.
In your heart.
Yes.
In my heart.
Well, because well, Weebo, do you believe in gender equality?
Yes.
Well, then you're a feminist. They already know.
I believe in gender equality, but not for bitches.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm going to skip the whole preamble thing and just get right to the list because we're down to the wire on before chat time. So number one.
Wait. Scribe, are you mansplaining for a woman?
Are you assuming their gender?
Yes.
Then you're wrong.
You're mansplaining and you have a penis, so that makes you doubly wrong.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, here's what you do that disrespects your transgender loved one. You still misgender them behind their back. Maybe this scene is familiar to you. You're talking to someone about your loved one, and when it's time to use a pronoun, you stumble for a moment. He, she, they, how do I gender them? In a panic, you resort to the wrong pronouns with just the slightest pang of guilt in the pit of your stomach. Ooh, they're going to tell us why we do it. Why we do it. You might be thinking you aren't really ready to educate this person about your loved one and about what it means to be transgender. It would be easier, you decide, if I just misgender them, so I don't have to get into it or answer any uncomfortable questions. But misgendering someone after they've asked what their after they've asked that their pronouns be respected, unless they say otherwise, is never okay. It's like saying, I'd rather harm my loved one and teach someone else to harm them than deal with the temporary discomfort of navigating the situation. Yes, words hurt, everyone. Remember, muad'Dib is a killing word. For those of you that get that.
This makes me sad.
Let's see. Number two, you don't respect the boundaries they set. Okay. I knew a transgender person who asked her parents to take down a photo from her childhood because it was painful to look at photos of herself prior to her transition and because every guest in their home would gawk at the picture of her, quote, looking like a boy. Time and again, they argued about it. Her parents loved that photo so much they didn't want to take it off the wall. It reminded them of happy times together, and they couldn't understand why she wouldn't be happy when she looked at it too. I can't tell you how many times I've heard about families of transgender people not really respecting the needs of trans people.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's a family photo. What the fuck do you want? Do you want them to Photoshop the shit?
Yes.
So that you look, I don't know, more female in the picture instead of not?
Just get a Sharpie and draw a dick on the picture.
Why are you ashamed of your lived experience? Are you trying to deny your own lived experience?
Yep.
Okay.
Scribe.
I'm just saying.
Are you mansplaining again?
Yes.
Okay. You want to know what I find hilarious?
Of course.
Apparently, they're all about, consent and, personal boundaries and shit, but they're psychics and they just barge into your head and just read your mind like they know what you're thinking. Like, just what? Mm-hmm. What?
Yes, I mean they should work at a movie theater. They're projecting so well. Let's see. Number three, you try to bargain with them. Okay, I see this all the time with loved ones who are having a tough time dealing with their transgender loved one's transition. I've personally experienced it too. And then they get the bullet points. Quote, you can start hormones, but please don't get surgery, unquote. Quote, I'll call you by that name, but only at home, unquote. Quote, you can wear a dress, but you can't wear it to school, unquote. Okay, why we do it. Sometimes this comes from a place of wanting to protect someone. You think it is love and care for someone and their overall well-being that they're looking out for?
No, they just hate trannies.
I mean,
obviously.
Yeah, start hormones, but please don't get surgery. Yeah, don't make a decision that you can never take back if you change your mind. That's such a horrible thing to have a sentiment towards your loved one.
Literally Hitler.
Yeah. Number 4, you make excuses instead of apologizing. If you have a transgender loved one, sorry will become a very familiar part of your vocabulary. I say this because the learning curve can be very steep and because every trans person is uniquely different.
Of course they are.
Let me say that again. Every trans person is uniquely different.
Isn't that redundant?
Yes.
Yes. In what they need and expect. Even as trans myself, I've stumbled many times over what to say or do for the other transgender people in my life, especially when they first came out to me. Even you? But you're trans. You should already know all the right things to do.
Duh.
So you can't extend the benefit of the doubt to anyone else? Oh, okay.
They're so uniquely different. Why is this one doing the same thing everyone else does?
Monkey, don't logic this. You can't apply logic here. That's unnecessary and unwanted. That's differently unique of you.
Monkey, I am disappointed.
Sorry, damn thinking.
Number 5, we only got 2 more to go. Number 5, you center your feelings and disregard theirs. This is far and away one of the most common mistakes I've seen loved ones make. If this sounds like you, trust me, you aren't alone. And we get into bullet points again. Quote, this isn't easy for me either, unquote. Quote, hard on you, I feel like I've lost my daughter/son, unquote. Quote, you aren't the only one feeling hurt, unquote. Yes, of course, the other person can't have emotions or sentiments or opinions of their own.
Fuck their lived experience. The only ones whose lived experiences matters is not anyone else's except for that person.
Oh, here we go. Why we do it. I think it's a very human thing to want our pain to be acknowledged, and a gender transition can definitely come with a lot of grief and confusion for loved ones. The difference here is whether or not it's an appropriate time to ask for our pain to be seen. Okay. A lot of the time, we're trying so hard to keep that pain to ourselves that it comes out at the wrong time. The wrong time. There's a wrong time to feel a particular way. Okay. We wind up blurting it out at the most inopportune moment. Well, if I can blurt it out, then it's an opportune moment. Okay. Most often, maybe you mean inappropriate moment or something. Most often when our loved one is trying to have their suffering acknowledged.
Oh, she knows this? She's been to every single experience where that has occurred?
Give my suffering attention.
How can she know all of this if everybody's so uniquely different?
Yeah.
I know. And lastly, number 6, you say that you don't get it, but you also don't try to. Okay. Wait a second.
Get what?
I always was there a thing like you know, people hate hearing someone else say, I know how you feel. Mm-hmm. When somebody's actually, I mean, when somebody's going through something completely traumatic, you know, from their perspective, and somebody says, I know how you feel. It's like, you don't know how I feel. You know, don't patronize me like that. Okay. So how can I try to understand someone else's, you know, if someone is really transgender, just for the benefit of the doubt, someone's really, you know, got gender dysphoria and everything else, I'm not going to understand. I'm not going to get it. All I can do is listen to them, talk to them about it, and then try to sort of, you know, depending on what they say or what the evidence is or anything else, sort of come to a, I don't know, come to grips with it, I suppose, depending on the circumstances. But you can't know. You can't. Anyway. I hear so many loved ones talking about how they don't understand the whole transgender thing. But when I've asked if they've done any reading or watched any videos, they tell me they haven't, except that they're all uniquely different. So why bother looking at any one person's thing? Because it's going to be different for everybody, right?
Well, I mean, yes.
On the surface, this seems like a funny little contradiction. It does, doesn't it? Okay, I'm done. That's enough.
Is your brain hurt yet?
What now?
Is your brain hurt yet?
Oh, my brain's been hurting since I was working. Every day my brain hurts a little bit. When I read the news, when I watch videos that I'm working on, I'm surprised that I get through half the stuff that I do. And I mean, and a lot of my viewers ask me, how the hell do you watch this shit? And I'm just like, I don't know.
Well, you know, Scribe, you know how you're supposed to be like a masochist of some sort? I think you also might have that. No. I'm sorry. You are a sadist, right?
Yes, that is. Well,
might also be a masochist in a sense.
Well, I sexually am a sadist. In life and otherwise, I might be a kind of masochist in the sense that I want to punish my perspective on the world to make it stronger. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. That's as deep a topic as I can come up with in 30 seconds. And with that being said, guys, it is now chat time. We're at the bottom of the hour. Next half an hour is all for you guys. Chat if you have questions, comments, answers, complaints, recipe suggestions of how to make a pizza in 4 ways or 5. The time is yours. So let us know what you think. If you got any really cool Christmas gifts that you'd like to share, that won't somehow, doom you to legal action, by all means, tell us those too.
Legal action? Like what, Scribe?
Oh, Prospero says, I was wrong. Justin Wilson was the guarantee guy. Aha, Justin Wilson. All right. So, guarantee, because he'd always say that. He's like, your family's going to love this. Guarantee. That guy was cool. I like watching that guy just for his voice. Let's see. And Scribelight says, Cody Fry, how did the Lords of the Night save Christmas? Well, by not being here. Because we probably would have ruined Christmas if we were on last night.
Scribe, I'm supposed to ask you how to make a nice, simple omelet.
Take an egg, throw it against the wall.
There you go.
That's a really good way of doing that, actually.
Sarah Plyer says, Scribe, hello everyone. Did you miss me? Well, only because my aim was off.
Dun, dun, dun.
Womp womp. Life is Peachy 1996 says, pizza, step 1, add ham. Step 2, add pineapple. Step 3, watch the shit show. Probably. Your boy Pat says, Scribelight, did you see the story about the mall Santa suing for defamation of character?
I did. I didn't read the whole story, but it's something like a little kid had accused him of spanking him or something, and his mom filed a... If it's the story I'm thinking of. His mom got fired or something over it.
Well, let me read that one real quick, since that's kind of a late comer to the whole thing. Mall Santa sues mom for accusing him of spanking her autistic son. A mall Santa Claus in Indiana is threatening to sue a woman after she claimed that he spanked her autistic son. Jessica Chandler called local police on Monday, December 18th, alleging that a mall Santa in Bloomington, Indiana, had assaulted her son. She followed it up with a post that has been deleted from the mall's Facebook page. Quote, the Santa at the College Mall in Bloomington took it upon himself to spank my son because he wasn't following directions, she said in the post. Now the Santa is fighting back. Jeremy Schnepper, an attorney hired by the Santa, told Time. Oh, this is from Newsweek. Oh, Newsweek. You're my favorite after the video I did before Christmas. That his client, who has worked at the mall as a Santa for many years, began getting threats after the allegations surfaced. The threats forced him to leave his job for the rest of the season. Quote, I really don't think Miss Chandler understands what she's done, Schnepper told Time. He's absolutely devastated. Schnepper said that his client, whose name was not released by police, did not spank the child. He added that his client is a real bearded Santa and could have his career destroyed by the allegations. Well, I don't know what happened unless there's video or something. So
Your Honor, I did not spank that autistic child.
yeah.
I feel like now he should be allowed to.
Oh, there was another story I meant to bring up that I forgot to. The Russian opposition party leader has been banned from running.
Oh no.
So Putin's going to win because Putin basically said, I'm not going to have any competition this time around, and so banned him.
Doesn't Putin never have competition, like legitimate competition?
Pretty much. But he's going to be president again for life again. So let's see. Backscan says, Scribelight, what do you guys think about the UN budget cut? We talked about that at the beginning of the show.
I don't care.
It's I mean, $254 million in a $5.8 billion budget doesn't mean a whole lot of anything. Quill says, Scribelight, do you write stories? If so, what kind? I've talked about this before. I have a very difficult time writing like short stories or stories that are created out of whole cloth from my own imagination. 9 times out of 10, if I write a story, it's like essentially glorified fan fiction based on something else. Like I used to write stories all the time for Vampire the Masquerade when I was LARPing it. I wrote some fan fiction for video games and stuff like that when I was younger.
Oh my gosh. Would I find it on fanfiction.net?
If I told you what it was, you could, but I'm not going to.
Scribe.
I know, it's awful.
If I shared my fanfiction account with you, would you share yours with me?
No.
Oh.
Good try, though.
I got so excited for a sec there.
All right. Let's see. Scribelight, what does the UN do anyways? They're the most cucked agency ever. When war happens, all they do is watch. It says Life is Peachy. That's not all they do, but yeah, they are a very relatively ineffective organization. Depends on the situation. Everything's uniquely different.
That's what you did there.
Yeah. Let's see. Weebo Jones, what's your fan fiction account again? Says Brian Sanders.
Bruh, I gotta get something out of it if I'm gonna start sharing my fan fiction account.
Ooh.
Right now, it's only got one story on there, and it has to do with Teen Titans. It was supposed to be a series, but I never ended up finishing it. I should probably get around to doing that at some point.
Fernanda asks, what's the first thing you do if you woke up one day and you were the opposite sex?
Masturbate.
Play with my boobies.
Helicopter dick.
Meat spin. Let's see. Netriumi says, did I say that right? Netriumi? Anyway, show us your fan fiction so that we may read and see how far you've come. No. Cody, whoa! What was that?
No, I'm thinking so.
That was some
sorry.
Crazy screech noise. Ow, it's about deafened me.
I don't know what happened.
What did you do, Weebo?
I didn't do anything.
Cody Fry asks, what's the most interesting mythological figure in your opinion?
Zeus.
That
dude was fucked up.
Slender Man, honestly. Mainly because in a very short amount of time, he is a modern mythological figure that has inspired people to try to murder others. That takes some doing in such a relatively small amount of like Zeus had like hundreds and hundreds of years to create this mythology and everything else. Slender Man just kind of poof into existence and has become a thing. I'm very impressed by that.
I've always thought a Sphinx was pretty cool.
Scott McGinnis asks, have you seen the Doctor Who Christmas special? Well, which one?
There are so many.
There's one every Christmas practically, or since 2006 or whatever. So
aren't they usually pretty good?
I don't watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't get the sound. I just saw the video of the latest regeneration into the female Doctor Who, where she falls out of the TARDIS. Other than that, I stopped caring about Doctor Who after David Tennant played the character because I didn't like what's his name?
Smith.
Yeah, I didn't like Matt Smith. Yeah, I didn't like. I wasn't jazzed about Matt Smith. I watched.
No, honestly, I wasn't jazzed about him either, but I stayed on until like midway through Peter Capaldi.
Hmm. Yeah, I watched the beginning of Peter Capaldi, and I did watch the one where John Hurt was the war doctor. That whole thing, that was interesting.
That was interesting.
That was kind of funny. But
Sorry, I have a question.
yeah.
How much do you like ship Rose and the 10th Doctor? Like in terms of like you wanted them to be in a relationship and Craig.
Oh, well, I thought that was the most compelling relationship in the ninth and 10th, between the ninth and 10th Doctor, that development of that. I mean, actually keeping a character for longer than one season, God forbid.
Yeah.
She was the most interesting character aside from David Tennant's Doctor throughout the entire deal. And as far as I recall, every companion I've seen since was a cartoon character in relation to Rose. So yeah. And and if you watch the series, you can get to the point where they're finally separated and everything. It actually it pulls at the heartstrings. They do a good job.
Dude, it made me cry
Mm-hmm.
so bad. I was depressed for a good like 2 months after.
The Batman says, Weebo, how big is your dick? Well,
Okay.
it's about what, like
It's 40 feet lengthwise and then 17 inches circumference-wise.
Oh, I was going to say something to the effect of like 2x3, the poster behind you.
Oh.
Well,
let's see. Kingsley says, what black and white era actress would you bang in her prime? Angela Lansbury.
Betty White was kind of cute.
Snubberth 13, thank you. Shout out the Midnight Man creepypasta is getting a movie. I actually watched the first part of the preview for that movie today, and I thought, because I don't know anything about Midnight Man being a creepypasta, but I started watching, I was like, okay, so this is just the Neo Freddy Krueger plus Babadook. Okay. That's what it looked like to me. I thought it was Babadook plus Freddy Krueger. That's how it looked like to me. So. Oh, by the way, I mentioned this on Twitter. The Will Smith movie on Netflix, Bright.
Mm-hmm.
It is a combination of Alien Nation and a Training Day, but in the sense that you have the instead of an alien being the cop, you have a orc being the cop. So you've got that whole sort of clashing of worlds thing. And you've got a Training Day in the sense that you have plot elements lifted directly from Training Day and put into this movie. It also starts exactly the same as Alien Nation, where you remember Alien Nation starts out showing all the graffiti and stuff and how the aliens have sort of assimilated themselves into human society. Yeah, they did the exact same thing in this movie. But the other thing that really bugs me, aside from the fact that it's just a series of chase scenes and action scenes with no real depth to them whatsoever, is that they cannot decide how their mythology works, because the way they set it up is orcs and elves and everything else and humans have lived alongside each other for like thousands of years. And yet they act as though nobody knows anything about mythology because we're getting exposition every 5 seconds from characters that you would think would already know stuff. I mean, that's how you do world building. You have the characters reference things casually because it's just part of the deal and you leave it up to the imagination of the viewer. They don't do that. And so it's really jostled and it's not very good. But they've already purchased a sequel. So there'll be another Bright movie in the near future because reasons. Anyway, scrolling up a bit because I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Scribe, what did you think about Martha, says Dread Darkwater. Are you talking about Batman's mom or Superman's mom?
Martha,
gotta say Martha.
Plotline.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that name?
Why'd you say that? How do you know that name? Yeah, you know, one of the most unintentionally ridiculous things that DC's ever produced, and they will never, ever live it down.
It was so bad. So bad.
Now, which is worse, the whole Martha thing or Darth Vader's no in Revenge of the Sith?
Martha.
You think Martha's worse than no? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Only because it completely changed the plot line. and it made no sense that would be what changed the plot line. Like he was talking about his mom. Really, come on.
Yeah, if that's what it takes to deter a superhero from like whatever quest it is that they're on, like maybe killing another superhero, then you need better superheroes. Let's be real.
Why did you say that?
Scott McGinnis says, "What are your thoughts on the Ninth Doctor and why was he short-lived?" Well, as far as I understand it, it's because Christopher Eccleston had some conflicts with the creators and decided not to go any further than the episodes he did, and that's why he was the shortest termed Doctor, at least at that point. But I liked his interpretation. I liked his episodes.
Me too.
Oh, they're talking about Martha, the companion of Doctor Who. I don't even know which one that is.
Which one was that? Was that the black lady with the red leather jacket? Hang on.
Maybe. I don't know. Life is Peachy 1996. Scribe Light, what was wrong with episode 3? Besides the horrible acting. And I mean, I will say there's one part of the movie that I still kind of like, and that's when everything starts falling apart just before the assault on the Jedi Temple, when like the music disappears and there's just this sort of like ominous sunset on Coruscant, and we start moving into that phase of things. That whole sequence I kind of like by itself. Everything else is ridiculous. Oh god, it's really the dialogue. The dialogue at all the points where it should be dramatic is so bad, especially in the fight with Obi-Wan. Oh, it's so bad.
I have the high ground now, Anakin.
Oh yes, I have the high ground. The Batman says, "Scribe Light, should we destroy North Korea?" I prefer we don't destroy it. I would rather we just make it so that they cannot produce nuclear weapons. Period.
How do you do that without infringing upon that nation's sovereignty?
Well, like I say, it's going to take some instigating event. It'll probably be in North Korea doing something stupid, or hopefully, fingers crossed, China finally just says, "Stop it," and they get the message. China,
don't do it.
Let's see. All You Need says, "I read that he did not want to be pigeonholed as Doctor Who." That's possible. That's possible too. I mean, you know, actors do have to be concerned about being typecast, because now David Tennant, of course, has transcended just the Doctor Who stuff and done a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah.
Purple Man aside. Oh God, I really hope Jessica Jones season 2 is tolerable, because season 1 was so much a pain.
Hey, Scribe, question.
Yeah.
Is it worth watching the Netflix Marvel TV shows?
If you're a super duper Marvel fan, yes. Daredevil season 1 is just about required viewing. It's so good. It is so good. Season 2 of Daredevil is decent, but if you're a Punisher fan, you're going to be frustrated, but otherwise it's okay. Luke Cage is pretty good. Jessica Jones is just watching a manic depressive. It's like every episode I left just being more depressed than the last one, just because it's just so. Oh, and I don't, and they don't make the hero a likable person, and the plot is just nuts, and yeah.
So
and
wait,
then
it's not bad, or it's bad? I'm getting like a weird vibe. It's bad.
Jessica Jones is. Yeah, well, up until Iron Fist, I thought Jessica Jones was the worst that Marvel could do on Netflix.
Okay.
Then Iron Fist is just, I mean, Jessica Jones looks like the Godfather next to Iron Fist. Holy shit. No, I'm serious. Iron Fist is so bad. And the Defenders, the big team-up thing, is forgettable.
Okay.
Really, the only saving grace to that, Luke Cage, Daredevil season 1, and I can't recommend The Punisher either. Not for a Punisher fan. For a Joe Schmo who doesn't know anything about The Punisher, you'll probably enjoy it. But anyway, I've done stuff on this. Your boy Pat, I like The Punisher. Again, there were elements to The Punisher I didn't mind. And if you're not a super fan of The Punisher and not as nitpicky as I am, it probably wash over. You're not going to have a problem with a lot of it. I just saw so many flaws. I just couldn't help myself. Let's see. Peter Hades says, Scribelight, do you think Daisy Ridley was good casting choice for Rey? You know, 9 times out of 10, an actor's only really as good as the director they're getting their notes from and everything, and how much.
And their script. What about their script?
Yeah, well, and the script too. Yeah, but I mean, a good director and a good actor who is allowed to play around with things a little bit can transcend a bad script depending on how they deliver a line. But she was better in Last Jedi. She was more interesting to watch, so to speak. As far as like, was she cast well? Well, it's an original character, so I don't know.
She didn't look like she had constipation the whole time this time.
Well, there might have been some of that too, because she was like using the force and stuff and concentrating. So concentrating, constipation, it's all a con.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Watching The Last Jedi, or is it like as bad as I've heard it was?
Well, here's the thing. There's a great video that was made several months ago on YouTube that reviews the King Arthur movie that came out. The Legend of the Sword. And the guy describes why that movie failed. And it failed because of inefficient storytelling, where there are characters and subplots and everything that, if you removed them from the film, would change nothing about the story and not affect it adversely in any way, shape, or form. Almost everything in The Last Jedi is pointless. And I'm not exaggerating. There are entire subplots, entire characters that, if they were not there, would effectively change nothing. And the bigger problem is, and the Red Letter Media review of Last Jedi really does this in depth, a lot more than I can do here. But the entire film, from beginning to end, is a side plot. It is anybody who's a Star Wars freak, if you know about the Shadows of the Empire storyline that they inserted in between Empire and Jedi, which is essentially just one big side plot that doesn't affect anything in Jedi because it just sort of exists as its own thing. You could have never known about Shadows of the Empire, watched the movies in order, and you wouldn't have missed anything. Honestly, the only saving grace to The Last Jedi is that it changes and advances the story in so little a fashion that you could forget it. And I can only hope that the next movie actually does something, because this movie does nothing. Is there? Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to ask, is there any hope for future films, or is this kind of like...
If Rian Johnson, who wrote and directed this film, and by the way, apparently he was given carte blanche, all the story hooks they set up in Force Awakens, there was no plan as to where they would lead. There was no set plan as to who Rey's parents would be or what would happen to Kylo, any of this stuff. Rian Johnson was given free reign to just take whatever he wanted from Force Awakens and do his own thing with it. If Rian Johnson is the guy they've put in charge of creating the next trilogy of films to continue this story somehow, there's very little hope. There's not even a new hope. There's just no hope. So J.J. Abrams might be able to salvage something and do something decent, but if The Force Awakens was a preview to the future of Star Wars, The Last Jedi might be the death knell, because I don't think the production issues with Solo are bode well for that film. And The Last Jedi certainly doesn't do anything for the rest of the franchise. Thank you, Sanguine. Because I just thought of it, add sex bots, but it has to include the line, "They can't say no because we programmed them to say yes." Oh, for crying out loud. All right. I will make a good attempt, Sanguine.
So I know Brian Sanders has been asking about this, but he's like, are you familiar with either the Percy Jackson and the Olympian books or God of War video games? I am familiar with the Percy Jackson and the Olympian books. And he wants to know what my fan fiction is and whether or not I will share it with him. I will say this. If Scribe shares his fan fiction, I will share mine.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Yeah, that'd be a no. Unfortunately, if I shared my fan fiction, I could be doxxed very easily, and I'd prefer not to be. So, yeah, there is fan fiction out there of things that I have written in the distant past, and indeed under a pseudonym, but all the same, there would be identifiable things there, and I just don't want to go there. Let's see. Percy Jackson, the Olympians. I read the first book a long time ago, and I own God of War 1 when I used to have a PS2 or PS3, whatever it was. My girlfriend had a PS whatever, and I used to play God of War. But I've watched most of the God of War games playthroughs online rather than play them myself. Scott McGinnis says, "What do we think about Scrappy Doo?" I hate that character.
Scrappy Doo sucked.
Yeah, Scrappy Doo should have been thrown into a wood chipper. I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of other things too.
And somehow they gave him like a full season of Scooby Doo. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I don't understand. The one Scooby Doo series I really love is the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo, where Vincent Van Price is there doing the voice. I always thought that was cool when I was a kid.
I really loved Scooby Doo as a kid.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
I still love Scooby Doo.
Like, I will watch anything with Scooby Doo in the title. I don't give a fuck. It's
the movie sucked. The live action.
Yeah,
I liked them. They're good drunk movies, or if you're a child, they're good. Because we're young, so.
K. Rosaring says, Scribe, would you read a fanfic of mine, and would you tell me what you think of it on stream? I probably feel more comfortable telling you what I think of it in private, because I don't want to unless
your dreams.
Yeah, exactly. And besides, sort of critiquing something is easier when I'm writing it out rather than trying to speak it out, I guess, when it comes to writing. Jack Cochran said, "Isn't Medicre's video supposed to drop today?" It was, but he got a hangover from drinking last night, so it's supposed to come out tomorrow. That's the last I heard on it. The Batman Scribe Light, is water wet? No, it's not.
Yes.
No, we already had this. We had this explained to us on a video a guy put the other day. Something has to be able to get wet in order to be wet. Wet is a state of having water on itself. Water cannot be wet itself because it is water.
Didn't I share that video on Twitter?
I think you did. I think that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Terry Diamond says,
wait.
Yeah.
Water's touching other water, though.
Yeah, but can you retract water to reduce the amount of can you wipe up that water and have water be there and not have that water be there? You can't reduce the water and not have it be wet.
Yeah. Terry Diamond says, "What's a little doxing between friends? Share." No.
Thank you, Skeptalk. What about ice with water on top? Ice is water.
Yeah, but it's always wet.
Water's wet.
Water.
So wait. If water's not wet, and the only way to be wet is to have water on you, is milk not wet?
We're talking about water.
Can you get wet with milk on you?
No, you get milk with milk on you. Let's see. Kara says, "That would be great, Scribe Light. It is called Pop-Tart Test Failed. It is a crossover fanfic." Pop-Tart Test Failed. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Life is PG says, "Scribe Light, the old actors in the original trilogy changed so many of the lines. The actors in the prequels were too scared to suggest new lines and should die." Well, Lucas also didn't do very many takes. He would do maybe 1 or 2 takes and then move on, because he wasn't trying to make a good movie. He was just trying to produce a film. So he'd get the piece that he wanted for his grand puzzle and then move on without letting there being any sort of playing with it or any loosey-goosey stuff. Like Irvin Kershner knew how to direct actors. Lucas knows how to direct action. And so that's how you get lines like, "I love you, I know," is because, Irvin Kershner was willing to work with the actors to find something that really sort of, encompassed a character and really said a lot without saying much. Lucas didn't give a shit.
That's what
Lucas
happens.
Doesn't know better.
Yeah, no, that's what happens when you let Lucas out of his box. You just keep Lucas in his box, give him something to play with, and then you just go and direct the movie all by yourself. It's fine.
Thank you, Cryptic. Add a story about twins separated at birth. One was given to royalty and another to a poor peasant farm boy. The boy becomes a master of the light, and the daughter becomes a beacon of rebellion. That
sounds familiar.
That sounds very familiar. Yeah, gosh. Guys, if you're going to write the ad for me.
It's very nice of them to do that, though.
It's really nice because I can just sort of copy and paste and change a few words. No, I mean, I'll come up with something, but really, I sometimes I do miss the days of just toothpaste or, handcuffs or something.
But that's no fun. That's just silly.
Well, it gives me a lot more room to maneuver with my imagination. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Mining Freedom says, Ranting Monkey, thoughts on James Harrison signing with the Patriots?
I didn't know he had. Fuck the Patriots. That's my official stance.
And guys, fuck the Patriots. We'll close us out for tonight. That is the
Oh,
sentiment
boy.
that closes the show. Chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight. As always, I hope you guys had a very happy Christmas and the oncoming New Year. Monkey and I are planning on broadcasting on New Year's Eve, which is, wait, is that a Sunday? Am I screwed up here?
I think it's a Sunday.
Oh, should we do a quick 1 hour thing like leading up to the New Year's then, just like a short stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so tentative plan Sunday, 11 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do a little quick 1 hour countdown to the New Year. If you by some chance you're not already subscribed to Weebo, go subscribe to Weebo. I've forgotten to put her stuff her information in the description, but I will add it right after the stream's over with. So look at it then.
Thanks, Scribe.
Everybody who donated, thank you so much. I'll be working hard to get the ads done for tomorrow night's stream. If by some chance I don't get enough time or something, then I will let you know then. And yeah, tomorrow night we are on Monkey's channel. We're going to go back and forth between Monkey's channel and I for the next couple of days because SDA is off with her family. And I think that's all the news that's fit to print. So
that's it.
Guys, thank you so much. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.